Hi everybody, this is Lara at Pure Elliott Wave with a free analysis of Avalanche for you. I am working through my list of markets that you voted on to get free analysis of from the YouTube channel, so thank you for all your support. This one is a really difficult one. I've just spent a little bit of time trying to find an alternate, but this is the problem I have. This is my main wave count. I previously expected that primary 2 was over at this low, but we've got another couple of lows below that now, so obviously it wasn't over here. We should be using a channel around this downward movement. Let's grab that before we do anything else. If this channel is breached by a full daily candlestick above and not touching it, then I'd have confidence that this bear market is over and the next bullish run for Avalanche is underway. But prior to that, I don't have a lot of confidence anymore in this wave count for this particular market. It's not looking good for Avalanche, and this is why. Cycle wave 2 lasted 23 weeks, and here primary 2 is over at the last low. It's lasted 80 weeks. That's nearly 3.5 times the duration of cycle wave 2, 1 degree higher. It's the proportion between the Elliott waves that give a wave count what we call the right look. So remember that proportion is really important. This wave count now has terrible proportion, so I don't have confidence in it. Oh, okay, sorry, I nearly forgot. Just before I jump in further, I just want to let you know I'm presenting again. This is my third time presenting at the FX Traders Edge Elliott Wave Hub forecasting event. It's on the 27th of June, and I'll be presenting at 2 p.m. I'm going to be covering cryptocurrencies, so if you like this analysis and you're interested in Bitcoin, Ethereum and XRP, those are the 3 charts I'm going to be taking a close look at. I'm going to be going over the finer details of the differences between Elliott Wave for cryptocurrencies, how it differs from other markets, what are the quirks of cryptocurrencies, how can one use Fibonacci, does it work or not, to calculate targets, what should we look for in a cryptocurrency chart when we're doing Elliott Wave analysis? So quite a really deep dive into cryptocurrencies and Elliott Wave analysis there. Click on the link in the description box below, go to the FX Traders Hub webpage to register for this event. This time they've changed it. If you don't register, you will have to pay $19 to view it later. It won't be free. If you don't register, you will not be able to view this for free, but if you do register, you'll have to watch it when it's live. If you want to watch it delayed, I think you're going to have to pay $19, so that's a little bit different. So you need to register and you need to actually turn up on time if you want to get it for free. Otherwise, $19, you can get it later. Back into the analysis. Okay, so I wanted to label cycle wave 2 over here, but the problem there would be this is an extremely rare running flat. B moves substantially beyond the end of A, and C has failed to move beyond the end of A. Now, if we do get just a little bit more downward movement, that could be resolved, and then I would have some more confidence in this analysis for Avalanche, because then I would be seeing an expanded flat. No, I'd put that there. So within an expanded flat, A subdivides as a 3, usually a zigzag, and B subdivides as a 3, commonly a zigzag, but also quite often an expanded flat within an expanded flat. And then you have C as a 5. I'd put that there, and I'd put this here, and I think we might have a triangle in here for 4, not sure. I'll leave that there for now, but I can see a nice third wave in here. Okay, so cycle 2 could be an incomplete expanded flat, which would resolve that problem of proportion I have on my main wave count. We could have A, B, C. So it needs just a little bit more downward movement to move below, or at least the same point as 9.340633. This is the low in July 2021. If primary C moves beyond the end of A, a truncation is avoided and a very rare running flat is avoided. I'm in the midst of really ramping up my efforts with that research that I mentioned from time to time, and in that research I have only found one running flat, and it was in Bitcoin in a bear market in the middle of a very, very strong movement. Running flats are extremely rare, and I think we've got over 1,000 data points now in this project that we're working on. So if you see wave counts that have a bunch of running flats in them, be very suspicious indeed. They are extremely rare. And so This is going to be my main wave count for Avalanche now. I expect just a little bit more downward movement to move at least at or below 9.340633. So probably below, a tiny amount is enough, probably a little bit more than that, but not below 2.788822 because cycle 2 may not move beyond the start of cycle wave 1. So I have cycle 1 from here to here and cycle 2, A, B, C, a very large incomplete expanded flat. I'm going to look at the daily chart. I'm going to focus on the structure of intermediate 4 because that's really important to try and figure out the structure for intermediate 5. Okay, looking at the structure of 4, well, I want to count it as a triangle, but I don't think that's going to work. What's this high here? 21.6. No. Okay. I kind of want to see it over as a triangle over here, but I think that's going to be a bit forced. Let's see. No, like this. I think E is too short. I mean, it fits. Maybe like this. If it was over here, then its C wave would be truncated. That's really unusual, and this is not the correct context for a truncation. Truncations, I find, are nearly as rare as running flats, which have a truncation in them. That's what makes them rare. Okay, let's have a look at 5. So, this is problematic. I really want to see that as 4. I don't want to see 4 over there, but I just can't figure out what structure it is. Okay, let's try it over here as a combination. Let's see. So I did think I could see that. Let's have a look. Oh no, that won't work because I was thinking this, zigzag X, flat, but then C fails to move beyond the end of A, avoiding a truncation, so that's a very rare running flat, so no, don't want truncations. What else could it be? This can't be a continuation of 4 because it's moved beyond this. Well, I mean, it could be, but this doesn't look like it. This looks like part of 5. I really want to see 4 over there. Let's try something else. Okay, oh, that actually might work. Let's see. Now, A looks like a good 5, and B, oh yeah, okay, that will actually fit. This is a nice 5. I think this is a double zigzag. Nope, I think here and here. Yeah, now you've got a zigzag here and a zigzag here. And C, yeah, well, no, I think you will find it'll work actually, motive wave. And you're going to find short little sharp fourth waves in there. And that's going to be here, and then you're going to have this here. Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. Okay, and so here, if intermediate 4 is a zigzag with minor A a 5, minor B a 3, an expanded flat, and minor C a 5, now C has moved beyond the end of A, it hasn't exceeded the price extreme of the expanded flat of B, but it has moved beyond the end of A, so a truncation is avoided. And the extreme of the price movement was minor B, expanded flat. Okay, that's better because I think this does look likely to be where 5 has begun. So let's zoom into this and get the structure of 5 now. There's a lot of overlapping in here. I think this might be the end of a third wave. That looks like a strong end to a third wave. But I think we'd have to see this here. Oh, is this going to work as an impulse? Nope. Have to put this here. I don't know if this is going to work. Oh no, there's the middle of the impulse there. Okay, this is going to fit. Is it? Yes. Why did you not think that would fit motive wave? Yeah, that looks good. I think this might be an ending diagonal. No. Oh no, the third wave is the longest. think this might be part of the fourth wave. Here's the fifth wave. And that's, oh yeah, nice, an expanded flat. So I think the third wave is not quite over, so that might have been the third of the third. So here, okay, let's zoom out now. So my final Elliott wave count for Avalanche at this time is a cycle degree second wave is still coming to an end, and we still need another wave down for minute 5 to end minor 3, another bounce or consolidation for minor 4, and then a final fifth wave down to end below 9.340633, but not below 2.78882. For the short term, to the upside, minor 4 when it arrives may not move into minor wave 1 price territory above 13.8393011. If that short-term invalidation point is passed, what that means is we'd have to label cycle wave 2 over. But if it hasn't moved below 9.340633 before this invalidation point is breached, then I would not have any confidence in this Elliott wave analysis. But if we do see more downward movement below this point, and after that, if we see a new high above this and then above this channel, I would have confidence in this, and then I'd label cycle 2 over and a third wave up at cycle degree beginning. Let's look at some technicals on the weekly chart. I want to look at this low. I want to see, well, I'm going to compare it to this low back here. What happened at that low first on the weekly chart? There was a morning doji star candlestick pattern at this low. This 1, 2, 3 candlesticks, a nice morning doji star. And the third candlestick did have push from volume. That is really good to see. So there was a bullish candlestick reversal pattern at the low in June 2021 on the weekly time frame. On balance volume was in a really, really small range and would have broken out here a few weeks after, giving a bullish signal. ADX was not telling us there was any trend. It was declining, so there was no extreme trend for that bear market. RSI did not reach oversold. It was just below the midpoint. Money flow also at the midpoint. Stochastics was oversold, but it didn't remain oversold for long. And throughout the end of the bear market, volatility declined as ATR declined. Let's compare and contrast that to the current situation. This is the last completed weekly candlestick for the week beginning 4th of June 2023. It's a strong red candlestick with a bit of a bullish long lower wick. Prices hitting good support here, about $10.50, $10.70. Pretty strong support there, and below that, about $9.35, previous strong support. So prices hitting that and bouncing up. This downward week, the last completed downward week, does have push from volume. There's no bullish candlestick reversal pattern yet. On balance volume would have broken below a support line. You could have drawn across here, giving a bearish signal, test of resistance, moving down and away. On balance volume is bearish, but it is exhibiting some longer term bullish divergence. I give that less weight though. I like to look for divergence with RSI and money flow, not on balance volume. ADX is at a very low level. It's below 15 and it's starting to rise up. No clear trend at this time frame. This previous bear market, the previous bull market, reached very extreme, above 45 and above both DX lines. It's only just caught up with the fact that there's been a bear market, first of all here in May 2022, and then again a little bit here in November 2022. Currently no clear trend because ADX is at 2 lower time frames. So the bearish market didn't reach extreme in terms of ADX. Doesn't always happen for cryptos, for their bear markets. RSI is not oversold, but there is some bullish divergence. The close for price here, 14.841097, and the close for price here, 11.680258. So price is closing lower from here to here, and RSI is closing higher, but RSI didn't reach oversold. Now, at this point in time, there is bearish divergence. I would rather wait to see a pivot low develop before I have confidence in that bearish divergence. Sometimes I note prior to pivots developing, when price is just in a strong trend, you can see that divergence and then it just disappears. So I've learned the hard way over the years, wait for a pivot in price to develop and then compare the corresponding pivot with RSI. So you've got a pivot in price back here, week beginning 12th of June 2022. Let's wait for the next pivot to develop and we'll see if there's some divergence. There was a pivot back here 25th of December, and the close for price here was $10.90, so there is always already bullish divergence between these 2 points, so it might develop further before the bear market comes to an end. If that's the case, then that would suggest the bear market's actually really close to ending, but the Elliott wave analysis says it's got a little bit more down to go actually. Money flow also exhibits some bullish divergence between this point and this point. Price is closing lower. Money flow is higher after reaching oversold. Stochastics oversold. Price at support. Would be reasonable to expect an upward swing about here. And ATR declining throughout this bear market. That's it from me with Avalanche for you. Just a reminder, register for that Elliott Wave Traders Hub event so that you can get information from all of these speakers, including me, at 2 p.m. And this is on the 27th of June. It's coming up in just under 2 weeks. And also another thing that we've got going on at Pure Elliott Wave, we've got gold 5 times a week coming up soon. Jack Frost is analysing that in our membership area every day, 5 times a week. It's actually already there, but we're going to launch it as a paid subscription product coming up soon, sometime in July, maybe mid-July, not quite sure yet. If you want to be notified of that launch date and get access to a special grandfather rate, I'll put the link below in the description box as well. Click through and it'll take you through to this page, and you can give us your email address. We won't send you an email to let you know you're on the list. Just give us your email address, you'll be on the list, and then we'll email you and tell you when we are launching that product, and you can access a grandfather rate that will only be offered once. It will never be offered again. And as long as your subscription with Pure Elliott Wave for that analysis remains current, your rate will stay the same. I've got people who are still paying a very, very low grandfather rate for my S&P 500 analysis over a decade later, and they still get that very, very low rate every month as long as it remains active. So if you want that, click on that link. That's it from me with some Avalanche analysis for you. Thank you so much everyone for watching, and thank you for your support.